that died.
I kill everything.
Listen,
It
I
died
have
too.
many uses everywhere. Also has
Okay,
many.
where's your dad? Right there? Okay, go back.
So one of the reasons we garden is the freshness of the produce that is coming to our house. We have children. Most of them are grown now. We only have one small one left. I always like to put the importance of children knowing where their food comes from, because a lot of kids don't know that anymore, and they think we get everything from the grocery store. So it's not only a teaching tool, but it is also a sustainability tool. And I do believe in learning skills. So even if you are not necessarily growing a whole lot, you are learning the skill of growing. So I'm not a conspiracy theorist, but if something should happen, we will know how to grow food for ourselves. It's also cost effective, believe it or not. When you're first getting started, it seems expensive depending on what you're doing. If you're planting straight in the ground, some people can do, but I don't know how soil is here. If y'all have very clay soil, rocky soil. If you are planting in ground, it's not going to cost you anything. We do raised beds only for ease of access. I have arthritis in my neck, so I need something off the ground. The initial investment is going to be a little bit, but once you start growing, you can save your own seeds, and you're not putting much money back into your garden every year, except maybe fertilizer. We raise everything organic in our house. We only use one chemical, and we only use it on tomatoes once a year. Whenever leaf-footed bugs get too bad, I have the name of it on here if anybody's interested for their own garden. We treat once, and it usually resolves the problem for the year. It is therapeutic depending on the amount of bugs that goes outside. And it is educational, like I said, lots of hands-on for your kids. So, now, when you are choosing your plants that you want for your kitchen garden, I recommend going through what you use a lot at your house. Any herbs that you use a lot, vegetables, let's grow those. It doesn't pay you to take up space growing things that you are not going to use. You know, we don't want to be growing radishes if we're not going to eat a radish. It's just going to take up space that we could have used to grow an onion in our garden. You know, I don't know how many of you grow onions, but everybody pretty much uses them in Louisiana. So when you set up your garden, what we do is we take our onion starts and we put them between every single plant. You can produce your own onions for months just by dispersing it in between anything you grow it. Pepper plants, tomato plants, it doesn't matter. The green onions, just stick them all over. You know, you're going to have onions for a good 6 months depending on how much you plant. Herb-wise, we do basil, mint, parsley, cilantro, and thyme. It's been a long day already and we got up so early. I know how to pronounce that word. Not only are these good for seasoning your food, a lot of these can be used for different herbal remedies. I don't know if anybody has ventured into that world yet, but especially like if you grow oregano, it's a good go to the doctor if you have a problem. But if you have something that needs like an antibiotic type ointment, oregano is good to use in place. You can turn it into a tincture of salve, and you can treat stuff similar to what you were treating Neosporin. Some people believe you can use it as an antibiotic for everything, but we believe in doctors. Vegetables, we grow a lot of tomatoes, peppers, lettuce, and radishes, because we do enjoy radishes. That's another one that if you don't want to take up, let's say you're growing in a raised bed and you don't want to take up a lot of space, you can interplant them anywhere and you can continuously plant them until it really heats up in the summer. You will always be able to grow a radish. Tomatoes, we like to grow indeterminate tomatoes for our garden. They will just keep producing until it gets too hot. Tomatoes will quit making tomatoes once you hit 95 degrees, which it happens decently early in Louisiana. So what I recommend is if you are going to plant tomatoes in your garden, as soon as you are clear for your last frost date, that's when we start putting it in the ground right away. So for us, we in 9B where we're at, because we're about 2 hours south of here. So this means mid-February we start putting tomatoes in the ground. Now we do prepare just in case frost, and that's easy enough to throw a 5-gallon bucket over your tomato plants. And it's good. And if you forget to do that, if you go out before the sun comes up, spray down your plants with water, you are not going to have dead plants. What it is the cells in your plant freeze for frost, and it causes the leaf cells to explode. So if you go out in the morning, if there's a frost, spray down your plant, it's gonna melt the water that's stuck in the cells. So your plants are gonna be okay. Yes, it's an interesting tip. We have had to do it several times because we like to push the limit on that, but it gets hot too early. We try to get in as many tomatoes as we can because the only tomatoes I use for salsa are the ones. Alright, so I'm going to talk about pest management because I feel like that's a big problem in tropical type environments, which Louisiana is considered. Zone 10 is where you actually consider tropical. We're 9B, y'all are probably 90, I would imagine. Pest management, we like to personally hand pick as long as we can because again we try to be as organic as possible because we have a 3-year-old grandbaby. He likes to come to the garden, he likes to pick the plants and just we use neem oil if we do need to use anything bug-wise like mites, and prometheum is the only actual chemical we use for leaf-footed bugs. They do have more about culinary uses here of everything that you grow in the garden. But I recommend, I'm going to give this one away, but if you want to get into canning and preserving, I recommend this one highly because it is the safest recipe that you can find. They are government tested, like I said in the last class, we don't always trust the government, but their tested recipes are safe, so we do what they say. You can also dehydrate anything that you are growing in the garden if you don't want to get into canning. If you want to freeze dry, that is more of a bigger expense in food preservation, but worth it if that's a thing that you like. Alright, so I think that's pretty much the basics. If anybody has any questions specifically about it, y'all can let me know. I can answer. If not, we're going to go ahead and take it. Okay? Good? Thank you. Here, Miss Kristen, you pick. Alright. Tell me who we got.
Jamie. Oh, Megan? Yeah, that's me. All right.
Congratulations.
Yay.